There we go. So once again, I want to say a tremendous welcome out to everybody for taking the time to join us on this Monday evening. I have to say my Celtics are going for the championship tonight. So there's John out there. John's also a Celtics fan. So we're pulling for them. Everybody, game 5. Let's hope it all ends tonight. So, but I got to tell you, I'm not going to miss this. We made sure that the Celtics moved their game back to 8:30 just so we could have this amazing lady on and we could see her. And so I just want to step myself out of the way and just tell everybody that Sarah Swain is an incredible leader who has been leading people through so many different business ventures and just in life. And when she came on board our team, we were obviously very privileged to have her on, but she saw it right away. And her passion is contagious. And I have to just tell you, she's an amazing, incredible leader and a great trainer as well. And so I'm going to step myself out of the way and bring on the amazing Sarah Swain. Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah.
Thank you, Mark. You guys are cheering for the Celtics. I think it's game 5, if I'm not mistaken, for our Edmonton Oilers here in the NHL. So here in Canada, it's kind of a big deal to have a team in the finals.
Good for you. That's
Yeah,
right.
and it's on right now, which should tell you how excited I am to be here with you all tonight. So thank you, Mark, for your introduction. I'm actually just coming back to life after hosting a very large event for entrepreneurs here in Calgary, Alberta, just 2 weeks ago. And I'm so excited. So many people from our team right here. I see you guys in the comments. Hi, Canada. Hi, Canada team. Thank you for being here. This is such a privilege to talk in spaces like this. And yeah, my passion for 7K is pretty serious, as is my passion for the industry of network marketing, period. And that seems to be where people love to hear me speak on, is why this business model is so powerful, so legitimate, so real. And we're also blessed to have an opportunity like 7K. The fact that precious metals has miraculously, geniusly found its way into the world of network marketing. I mean, this was a mind-blowing concept for me when I came to an information session, I think 1 year ago. I think it's been a year now, Mark and Danielle, that I've been with 7K. It was around June or July of last year. So I think it's close to my 1-year anniversary with 7K. And I'm so glad that I started a year ago. And this has started to become part of my messaging in my conversations with people, is that I didn't wait an entire year to make a decision on whether or not I should join this company and not just take part in the just unbelievable membership benefits that we have access to, but also dive headfirst into the business opportunity with 7K. I mean, the time's going to pass us by anyway. And so 12 months would have passed, regardless of whether or not I joined 7K. And so the power here is that I joined it 12 months ago. And as a result, I now have 12 months of experience with the 7K membership, as well as 12 months experience running a 7K business, leading a 7K team, going to convention in Vegas with so many other people. And I wouldn't have had that opportunity to do so had I sat around and thought about it. And so we can talk about that a little bit tonight, around how to help people understand this concept of time passing us by anyway, and what we're able to accomplish when we say yes to something, even when we don't have it all figured out. I just saw that Kid Carson joined, and Kid Carson is actually my sponsor for 7K. And I remember he invited me to this call after sending me a DM, and I'm grateful to be sent that DM. And we can talk about that too, around, are you hesitant to send people a message because you think you're being bothersome to a person? And if that's where your head is at, and drop in the comments, be real, guys, because I'm here to serve you tonight. If that's where your head is at, be like, I don't want to bother someone, then I'm going to challenge how deeply you actually believe in the opportunity that we have before us with 7K. Because you think if you're bothering someone with this opportunity, and then in turn, you're allowing that feeling of bothering someone to stop you from even reaching out to someone about this opportunity, it's arguable that you are effectively blocking them from an opportunity that could possibly change their life too. And that's a really selfish thing for us to do, is to allow ourselves to get in the way of this process and stop something wonderful from happening for somebody else. So I'd actually love to open up the comments right now. I want to understand, as 7K builders, who are on this call tonight. You're building a business. You may have a team with you. You may be brand new. Maybe you have actually helped people get started with 7K. Maybe you haven't yet, but you are actively seeking, support and being able to do that. I want to understand what you feel is your biggest roadblock or setback. And I want you to think about like what feels sticky for you. When you think about when your body starts to contract, when things start to feel awkward or intense, or you start to feel nervous, or you start to feel hesitant, or maybe your confidence doesn't feel like it's soaring. Like, what is it about the conversations around the 7K opportunity that is feeling constrictive for you, that's actually blocking you from making the impact that you know you can, whether it's with your team, whether it's with yourself, whether it's with your community, like whatever your overarching goal is for 7K? Share with me in the comments, because I really want to make sure that I'm hitting on needs that are specific to the people on this call tonight. I'm just going to read the comments here. Wondering how long to keep following up when they ghost you. When they ghost you, there's your answer right there. I take ghost as a no, leave me alone. And I just immediately stop allowing myself to spend energy on that individual. And instead choose to focus my energy elsewhere. And that's not to say that I'm right or wrong. That's just my personal approach, because a non-answer is also an answer, in my opinion. Handling objections. No, thanks. I'm already buying gold and silver. Okay, actually, this is a great one, because this one comes up in our group chat sometimes too, when people say, I'm already buying gold and silver. And actually in our group chat today, someone said, I'm buying it from Costco. Why would I buy it from anywhere else? And one of our team members just immediately said, what's your plan to liquidate it? Right? And so understanding the membership benefits that we have here, that absolutely is a differentiating factor, disrupting factors in the precious metal industry that makes 7K different from just going to your dealer or going to Costco, which, yeah, just within the last year, they've started advertising that they sell precious metals, and that's great. And I love that Mark always says, if you have something that's working for you, continue to do that. 7K is in no way, shape, or form positioning itself to say, don't do that, do this instead. However, as 7K business builders, it is our responsibility to help people understand what they may not have on their radar, which are also things that I didn't have on my radar when I started trying to go down this rabbit hole of gold and silver back in 2021, 2022, when I started really seeing the writing on the wall when it came to the economy, fiat currency, just lack of trust in our systems, and all of these other things that I started to open my eyes to. And so really sinking into the belief around what is the value of the membership that we are actually working with, and understanding how those things are differentiating factors in the marketplace to give you that edge in those conversations. Attracting true committed builders, rainmakers. Oh, and I love this one. I think, yeah, I'm already feeling it in my body. I'm going to dive into that one tonight. So I'm going to bank that one for right now, because I have a feeling I'm going to, there's something opening there. So I'm just going to pause that one for right now. I'm going to come back to that one. People don't take time to look at what I send because they think it's a waste of their time or it's a scam case. Sabrina, I'm going to come back to that one too. Linear marketing can be perceived to work against you, similarly to multi-level marketing, where you have to constantly add people to make money. Okay, these are really good topics, guys. A lot of beliefs here, a lot of perceptions here, and really at the end of the day, this is what we're working with and also against as network marketers. And our ability to, our job is to cut through the noise, because there's noise everywhere. And as an entrepreneur that is also running businesses that aren't network marketing businesses, the same thing happens in non-network marketing models too. And I need everyone to understand this, is that we are up against society when we go into entrepreneurship, period. I left my job in 2017. For those of you that don't know my story, I walked away from a very healthy 6-figure salary, pension, benefits, company car, paid time off, health benefits, dental, paid vacation, all the things. I had all the things that I was told that I needed in order to be a successful adult. I did all the stuff that all the other adults in authority figures in my life told me I needed to do in my early years in order for me to be a successful adult. And I did all those things, but I wasn't happy. I didn't feel successful. And so I had to ask myself, what would actually make me feel successful then? If I fast forward to the end of my life and I'm on my deathbed and I look back on my life and say, what would actually make me feel successful? It wasn't the societal definition of success that was coming to the forefront of my thought process. It was things like time, big factor in time, fun. I wasn't really having a whole lot of fun in my career. I was spending more time in hotels and airports and airplanes when I was at home with my husband, and we were newly married. Things stopped making sense to me about what society expected of us to do with our lives in order to earn a livelihood and have a successful life. And so I had to shift how I was thinking about success in order for me to make a move and trust myself into entrepreneurship. The fear of me staying in the same place a year from now eventually got far more terrifying than the idea of, I don't really know what's going to happen if I bet on myself, but I'm willing to try. And that just suddenly seemed less scary than fast forwarding to another 12 months and I'm in the same position. I'm denying myself what I want in my life. I'm denying myself of what I know I'm capable of in my life. I'm denying myself my skills, my gifts, all of these things. If I went another 12 months without actually giving myself permission to just go all in, that was far more terrifying than just walking into the unknown of entrepreneurship. And so entrepreneurship packs its whole bag of hurdles that we have to overcome, whether it's network marketing or not. We are up against people's opinions, perceptions, I would say misperceptions more than anything. We are challenging ourselves consistently to become stronger and stronger and stronger so that we can become more and more willing to be misunderstood. And I have these skills so hyper developed because I've been running my own businesses for years now, that to step back into the network marketing arena and knowing I'm going to have all sorts of different opinions about going in with 7K. There's no network marketing company in the world that doesn't have crap written about them on the internet. And so everybody is going to go, oh, you're with 7K, da, 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 da. I saw this on a YouTube channel. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to have to go up against this, right? No different than I had to go up against people thinking that my, empowerment and leadership workshops were weird or out of left field, or who am I to start hosting events, or what do I have to say? Why is she writing a book? People are going to think what they are going to think, regardless of what it is that you choose to do with your life. And so the people that try and create this perfect path forward that is going to absolve them of experiencing any type of pushback or negative connotation or judgment or opinions or misperceptions, there's no path that exists that will save you from experiencing any of those things. And so the important point here is that when you have something that is so fiercely aligned for you, when you believe in what we're working with here at 7K, as an example, when we know that we have an opportunity that doesn't exist to this magnitude anywhere else in the industry of network marketing, anywhere else in the industry of precious metals, anywhere else in the industry of entrepreneurship, because we don't have to go build the business is already built, thankful to the founders. We just have to go partner the right people with the product. When we have something that is this genius and can help this many people, and in turn help us solve the problem of creating another stream of income and also stacking our precious metal assets, arguably, depending on how fast you're building your business, like I look back on the last 12 months, I'm like, how did I go from having no precious metals to having all of this in the matter in a span of 12 months? And it's because I leveraged my stream of income with 7K in order to stack. Like, I can't wrap my head around the genius thing that these founders have created. And so I was having a conversation with Kristen Nagel. I'm sure you've seen her name all over the screens lately. Kristen is someone who joined my team about a year ago as well. And we just had this honest conversation with ourselves around the fact that we don't care anymore what people think about what we're here to do. We don't have time to concern ourselves with the fact that there's going to be people out here that do not understand what we're doing. There's going to be people out here that think we are a pyramid scheme. There's going to be people out there that think we're scamming people. There's people out there that think we're going to be taking advantage of people. There's people out there that fill in the blank are going to think whatever the heck they're going to think. We have two choices when it comes to that. We can either let that sink us, and we have the opinion of some person in our life, or worse yet, a stranger on the internet that has effectively stopped us from improving our lives. Tell me if that makes any sense at all, guys. Yet this is what's happening in entrepreneurship, in network marketing, and in 7K. We let this happen. We concern ourselves with, oh, this person thinks this and this person thinks this, right? And then all of a sudden we're like, I don't know if it's worth it, right? Because a whopping 3 people said no to you. Or maybe one person sent you a YouTube channel that says, oh, well, I watch this and tell me what you think about this. And all of a sudden they're defeated and they don't want to have these conversations anymore. If it is that easy to tip us over, then please, this is an invitation for you to build your belief in what we're here to do. And I mentioned this on last call, but I think it's probably worth resharing again, Mark. But when we think about where our belief needs to be as network marketers, there's 3 different areas that have the ability to be tipped over if we are not actively working on these belief systems. One is the belief in the product. If you do not fiercely believe in what 7K offers, and I mean viscerally believe in what 7K offers, then your job from tonight forward, maybe for the next week, next 2 weeks, is maybe not to go out there and have conversations with a bunch of people. It's maybe to get into the university, maybe to start consuming more content, training, listening to more podcasts around precious metals. And why is this so valuable right now? Why do I need to understand the differentiating factors of 7K versus how everybody else is buying and selling precious metals in the market right now? Our job is to be so rooted in what we're partnering people here with as a product, as a very real, tangible solution for families in all the countries that we operate in. We have to believe in what we're talking about in order to be able to actually help people get started. If you've ever tried to sell anything to anybody and you yourself are hesitant about what it is that you are sharing, you could say all of the right things. You could go to all the sales training camps in the world and learn all of the hooks and the closing things and this, that, and the other. But if your energy is communicating that you're not really sure what you're talking about, that person's just going to feel it too. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, no, this might actually be a scam, right? All we're doing when we're not rooted in what we're doing here in 7K, we're literally helping the people that don't believe in this root themselves in that belief too. So our first belief that we have to be rooted and we have to believe in the product that is 7K and what 7K is offering to us is a very real, powerful, tangible solution. Number 2 is belief in the industry. Same thing, guys. If we are wavering, worried about being seen as a network marketer or a direct seller, that will kill your ability to bring people into 7K. Even if you say, no, it's not a pyramid scam, I swear, right? And they're like, I don't really know if you believe that. Our energy speaks volumes when we're talking to people. If we can't speak with conviction when we're communicating with people about anything, but we're talking about 7K, think about it, replace 7K with anything. When someone's speaking to you and you don't really buy what they're saying or believe what they're sharing, it's not necessarily because the information is not factual. It's because of how that person feels to you. Are they credible? Are they trustworthy? Are they embodying what they're preaching about? Right? The same goes for us with 7K. Same goes for us with network marketing. When we host our weekly calls, our team hosts a weekly information session every single Tuesday, and it's open for our team to bring anybody into. Come on in and learn, and we take turns hosting. There's a bunch of us leaders on the call, and there's new leaders rising all the time. They're jumping in to take calls, and that's the duplication. I can get into that too. But the power here is that we don't shy away from the conversation of network marketing. We don't bring people in under the false guise of hey, I just want to have a coffee with you, or I just want you to watch this video. It's like, this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. And this is the industry that we're working with. And this is why I think it's absolutely genius. And this is why I don't hide that from you. And this is why I'm not afraid. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed to say that I am a network marketer. I am a proud network marketer because I believe in the power of the industry, whether it's 7K, whether it's Isogenics, Young Living, doTERRA, Happy Juice, like whatever, the wellness box, like there's so many different things that people are doing these days. But if we're like, oh, but I just, now I got to talk about the business side of things, but like only if it's not going to be offensive or uncomfortable for you, you are immediately telling and communicating to that person that you actually don't trust the industry that you are a part of. And so your ability in the conversations that you're having, whether they're one-on-one, voice note, phone call, Zoom call, text message, email, public information session on Zoom, public information session in your home, your ability to root yourself in the power of the network marketing industry will go miles for you in these conversations. Because what we are doing is helping other people realize that there's literally nothing to be afraid of when it comes to network marketing. They too have just been, berated by all sorts of opinions. And yes, there's every now and then there can be a dicey company that comes out in the network marketing industry. Guess what? There's a dicey company that comes out in every industry, every single one. I think the reason why network marketing has a hyperfixation on it when it comes to people not trusting it is because, to me, it operates on the fringe of the system. And so when we start talking about, hey, how do I create recurring pay for myself when it comes to building a team, building volume, helping people get started with something that can arguably shift their lives, that is going against the paradigm of how to earn a living that all of us were raised on. And so naturally, the first thing that we do when something doesn't fit what we've been taught, we do this, push it away, right? That's cognitive dissonance. It's not that we aren't intelligent enough to be able to consume the information, but what is being told to us, our brain is signaling to our body that it's threatening. And so people tune it out. And so because network marketing creates pathways for people that operate on the fringe of the system, because we aren't adopting the 9 to 5, we aren't adopting the rat race, we aren't adopting this, that, or the other thing, that's going to scare some people. Why? Because you're doing something that they themselves maybe haven't found the courage for themselves to do. That's all it is. It's just a projection of how they feel when they think about themselves doing the same thing that you're doing. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with you. It's a person's perception of, oh my God, if I were to do that, this would happen to me, that would happen to me, this would be hard, that would be hard. And so they're just going to put all that hard and projection onto you. It has nothing to do with you guys. And it's so important to remember that. This is just the hill that we are up against. And as soon as we accept that, we are up against a hill when it comes to network marketing. Instead of shying away from the hill and just kind of hanging out at the bottom, hoping that some hopeless person rolls down the hill and lands on our lap, that's not a good business strategy, PS. We want to be the people who instead are leading network marketing the way it should be led, so that there's more people out there in the marketplace that are doing it well and being a really great example for the industry. So if we succumb to the fear and just be weird about it, all we're doing is contributing to the stigma of network marketing. We are part of the problem. So the second belief is we have to build our belief in network marketing. So you have to ask yourself, if you're weird here when you're in conversations with people or doing presentations, you just simply have to touch in with yourself and be like, what do I need to actually build my belief in this industry? And then go do whatever that is. Look around you at people who are having success doing it. Look at people who are doing it well. Look at people whose lives are being changed as a result of a network marketing company. Maybe it's the business model, maybe it's just the product that somebody was partnered with in the world of network marketing because someone else had the courage to talk to them about it. That's our job as network marketers, is to be a better example of the network marketing industry so that the stigma loses its power. And so people don't have to fight as hard to figure out whether or not they're able to trust us or not. Right? And the third belief is belief in ourselves. If we actually can't, I want you to maybe just think about this for a second. 12 months from now, so what are we, June 2024? 12 months from now, June 2025. Where are you in 7K? And I want you to, before you think about it too hard, what was the first thought that came to your mind? And be honest with yourself. Are you in the same place as you are today because you don't actually believe that you can make any progress in this company? Do you have your height set on gold, presidential gold, executive gold, and the new comp plan, platinum? We got platinum now, that's super rad. Where did your brain immediately go when I said, where do you see yourself in 12 months? If you didn't, if the first thought wasn't immediately, I'm going to be at that rank up there, helping this many people and have a team of this size, generating this much recurring income for myself on a monthly basis, then that is an invitation for you to build your belief in yourself. What do you need to do to build your belief in yourself? Is it a book? Is it podcasts? Is it surrounding yourself with better people that you can actually have these conversations with and not be seen as that network marketing weirdo in your social circle? This is a hard reality of the world of business. Whether you are in traditional entrepreneurship, network marketing, what product, service, whatever it is you're doing, in person, online, the reality is that when you grow and you expand, unless everybody else in your life is willing to do the same, they're going to get left behind. Nobody wants to have this conversation in the early stages of entrepreneurship. I was naive when I started my business. I'm like, I'll never be that person that leaves anyone behind. It actually isn't up to me on whether or not someone stays behind in my life. Where people go wrong is staying back there because we don't want to make people uncomfortable with where we're going. The amount of my entire community has shifted by about 95% since I started my business back in 2018. There are people that just said, I don't know where she's going. I don't know what she's doing. I don't want to go there. She's making me uncomfortable. She's casting a big light on things that I'm not willing to see in myself. There's all sorts of things and reasons why people will start to distance themselves from you. But guess what? You can either see that as a loss or you can see it as a clearing. And it's no harm or disrespect or ill wishes on any of these people, but we need to be surrounded by the right people in order for our belief in ourselves to actually be what it needs to be so we can stay in the game of business. If we're constantly around people who are making fun of people who are successful, who are ridiculing people that are part of a network marketing company, who are, making comments about people who are having the courage to do different things with their lives, fill in the blank with anything that may be, that is going to bleed into our reality. So our belief in ourselves has to be here. We have to believe. We have to believe if you want to have any result whatsoever, whether it is one paycheck from 7K, whether it is starting one person with 7K, whether you retire from your job with 7K, whatever it is that you have as a goal, as a business builder with 7K, you have to fundamentally, wholeheartedly, rootedly believe that that's actually going to happen for you. Otherwise, you will perform at the level that you believe right now. Your results will show that to you. Be honest with yourself. This is always just an invitation. This isn't a chastising. This is just always an invitation. Look at your results right now in your business. Open up your back office, look at your commissions. Be honest with yourself. Look at the size of your team. How many people are on autosaver? How many homes have you impacted? Be honest with yourself. Whatever's facing you in the dashboard of your 7K business is a result of what you believe you're capable of in 7K. So our job has to be, what do we need to do so that I believe that this is actually a path forward for me? Is it pairing up with someone else on your team so you guys can become cheerleaders for one another? Is it, I love what Tony says all the time, staying by the fire, stay plugged into these calls every single week. Figure out who's hosting calls on your team, plug into those calls, get onto the Monday corporate calls, get into group chats, get into the Facebook group, like whatever it is you need to stay plugged in are going to be contributing factors to you staying in belief of yourself. So belief in yourself, belief in network marketing, and belief in the product that we're actually here to partner with, which is 7K. I'm going to open up the chat in a second here. I'm just seeing we're at the 30-minute mark. Are we good? Can I keep going for a little bit? Okay. I just want to be respectful of everyone's times. I wanted to circle back to Anne's comment because I think this was a powerful point that she made. Is like, how do I attract builders? How do I attract leaders on my team? How do I attract people who are committed to this process? Who would love to have a team full of leaders? Like when you look at the contest standings, right? When we get the updates and you're like, oh my God, that person's on my team, that person's on my team, that person's on my team. How many of you would love to experience that? I think all of us probably, right? So here's the reality. Can I be real with y'all for a second? Some people don't like my response to this. I'm used to my community and they're used to me being really, really direct. And I want to make sure I'm in someone else's space right now. So I want to be respectful of that. This isn't a strategy that I'm using in order to see, multiple people on the winners list in these contests on my team. It isn't a strategy that I'm deploying that's anything different or operating outside standard network marketing methods that just are proven over the test of time. We're not doing anything different on our team other than we are showing up as the leaders that we want to attract. That's it. If I want to attract leaders, I need to be a leader visibly, consistently, systematically, duplicatably. We have all these new words using the word duplicate now. I don't think half of them are in the dictionary, but you'll know what I mean. Can the people that we're bringing on see us an example of how simple this actually gets to be? Are we overcomplicating things in our approach to network marketing and in turn bringing people onto our team who are also overcomplicating things in their network marketing business? When we came on, were we self-led leaders? This is a big one. And this is just opportunity for reflection, always an invitation. Were we self-led leaders saying, where do I find this information? What do I need to do so that I can? This was a big question I asked to people, my audience at my event a couple of weeks ago. When we have our sights set on something, if we just ask ourselves this one question, what do I need to do so that I can? What responsibilities do we need to take on as that individual so that we can? If we are relying on our uplines to grow our business, then we are going to attract people that are relying on us to grow theirs. If we run a 7K business that operates on self-sufficiency, I'll say, and I say self-sufficiency in the standpoint that I can operate on my own, knowing that there's help all around me when I need it. That's a big factor here. There's help everywhere in 7K and people are so willing to help. But we also need to wholeheartedly believe that I have what it takes to be able to do this. I know where to find information. I know how to show up publicly when I'm talking about 7K. I know how to host calls or host events where I'm sharing the 7K opportunity. And I do that as a credible leader to give people an example of it really does get to be this simple Simple, not to be confused with easy. That's a whole other conversation. But the process in and of itself is simple. We're not doing anything here that is groundbreaking. Right? We're not, there isn't anything that's come up anywhere in our team where, there's people being like, I never thought of that in a million years as a network marketer. It's like we're all doing the network marketing thing. We're piquing people's interest. We're inviting them to learn more. We're allowing them to ask their questions. We're qualifying them to be a part of the process, and we're closing the deal. That's what we're all doing. But we ourselves, as that person, you have to remember, you are the only exposure that that person has to this opportunity. So when this person joins your team, if they're not joining from a place of simplicity, there isn't a system in place to make things easy for them to understand, plugged into. There's no calls that they're being plugged into. If you yourself are not hosting calls, are you actually connecting your people who are joining your team into calls that are happening, that are really beneficial for them? Are you helping them be exposed to a variety of different leaders in this company that are hosting calls? Because not everybody's energy matches, right? You may try on a couple calls, be like, I don't really, that's not really the way that I want my people to be exposed to. And other people were like, man, I'd be thrilled to be able to have my people join this person's call all day, every day, right? We have to feel that out and understand, based on a person's personality and what makes them tick. What are their goals? What are they actually here to do? What do they want to accomplish? And do we have a system in place that helps them actually make that a reality? Are we consistent? I've been inconsistent for 3 weeks, and I tell you, it's been tough knowing I've been inconsistent for 3 weeks because I just hosted a mega event in Calgary, and I had to put my role in the team on pause for 3 weeks. But guess what? As a result of doing everything that I just shared with you, I had other leaders on my team that stepped up to the plate, ran the show the entire time that I was gone. Like, that is the dream situation in a network marketing model. We don't want to run an organization in network marketing where if I have to go because there's other matters that need to be tended to, and as a result of us moving over here to shift our focus to other things that are also important to us outside of 7K, and our entire 7K team falls apart, then that's indicative of what type of structure or system or community or sense of team or support that we have either set or not set. And a better question to ask ourselves is, how do we want people to feel when they join our team? Network marketing, I can see a lot. It gets gnarly sometimes because some people don't understand structures of compensation plans and don't understand the importance of leadership in a network marketing business model. Because some people just see a compensation plan without giving it really any more thought. It's like, I just got to go out and sell to as many people as humanly possible and hope that, they also get it too, right? And that can be a really dangerous position to put ourselves in because not everybody operates. Like, if I was someone where it clicked like this, I was like, yeah, sign me up, kid. Like, just, yeah, I'll figure it out in a few weeks when I have time. I'm like, I get it. I see it. This is genius. Here's my credit card. Give me the link, blah, blah, blah. Sign me up. Not everybody's going to respond that immediately, right? We wish that everybody would just come to an information session or respond to our voice note or a phone call and they'd be like, yeah, this is dope. Let's go. I get it. You don't say no more, right? Here's my credit card. Give me your link. If everybody responded that way and it was that easy to build a team in network marketing, it was that easy to bring leaders on board, do you think that there would be this many people stuck in the matrix of the workforce right now? The strategy here is literally being the essence, the energy, the frequency, the model of the people that you dream to have on your team. And you hold that vision for these people. Understand, like, what is the thing that is driving this person to go, right? I don't know if Karina's on the call right now, but she's a farmer. She's a rancher here in Alberta. And to have additional assets in the form of precious metals is a huge deal for the agricultural industry, the farming industry, because of the volatility of that industry right now and the financial mayhem that can ensue, right? And so I understand that that's her driving force right now. I understand that for Kristen Nagel, this is her opportunity for poetic justice after being terminated in 2020 for speaking out against this chaos that's been happening in our world. And she's like, no, I'm going to do something and it's going to work. And I'm going to provide my family with other solutions. And I'm not going to allow myself to be manipulated by paychecks anymore. That's Kristen's driving force. So we have to understand, like, what is making people tick on our team. And I'll tell you, a lot of people, and I know I've mentioned this on other calls, but just in case there's anyone new to any of the talks that I've done, there's a huge misconception about, people with large social media followings, that it must be easy for people with large social media bases in order to just bring a bunch of people onto 7K. I'll tell you right now, it's not. It has nothing to do with the amount of people that follow you on social media. It is about the amount of people that resonate with you. It's the amount of people that you are willing to have a conversation with. It's the amount of people that you are willing to get out of the way for, so that you can help them understand the opportunity that we're working with here with 7K. It's not about casting this wide net. It's resonance. Can people feel this opportunity when you speak? Are you allowing yourselves to actually think about, who would I love to have on my team? When Kid approached me, I was like, okay, well, I know Kid and I have very overlapping communities, and we're both going to be having a lot of conversations. I was like, who would I love to have on my team? And I made my list, and I'm a voice noter. I'm not a phone call person. If you call me, I will literally never answer. You will get my voicemail. I am a voice noter. I think my voicemail actually says you should probably just email me. Like, I'm not even going to listen to this voicemail, but I will voice note people. And I made my list of people. I'm like, who would be so fun to do this with? Who isn't going to need convincing, because they see what I see. They are experiencing the same problems that I was with precious metals until 7K came along. Who has the same values that I have? Because that's just important to me, period, in any business that I operate with. And that doesn't mean we agree on everything, but fundamental values are critical for me. And those two things for me that are in my blood that I have to see in other people that I work with are freedom and integrity. If people don't viscerally value freedom and integrity, I won't even approach them. I don't care how much a person's willing to pay me in my businesses. That resonance has to be so thick, right? So I said, okay. And based on that person and how well I knew them or not, how well they understood my personality or my sense of humor or not, really dictated how I approached them. But and some of them was just literally as simple as, yo, network marketing and gold and silver. I'm hosting an information session next week. Can you get on? Because this is something I think you're going to be really interested in. I wasn't using sales tactics and training material and this, that, and the other thing. That's how I talk to people. If I want people to resonate with me, because resonance is your greatest strategy when it comes to sales, then I'm not going to talk any other way. Right? So if you feel like you have to put on this, like, maybe you're working yourself up before you do a training session or an info session, or you're working yourself up, you're like pumping yourself up before you make a phone call or get on a Zoom call or send someone a text message, you're like becoming this other version of you in order to have a conversation with someone. You're killing your vibe. I'm telling you right now, you're killing your vibe. If people are joining 7K with you, it's because it's you, not because it's 7K. I need that to land. 7K is growing fast, guys. There's going to be a lot of people out there talking about 7K. There's going to be people out there. There's all sorts of other companies that are popping up left, right, and center that are also trying to do what 7K is doing. There's going to be stuff happening everywhere. If you are anyone other than you in these conversations with people, you have to put your sales pants on or whatever it is you think you need to do in order to be credible in someone's eyes. The best thing you can do is just, how do you talk to people? And just talk to people like that. If you put on a sales voice, if you all of a sudden you're a funny person, all of a sudden you put your serious network marketing pants on, like people are going to be like, this is why I feel weird about network marketing, is because of people like you. It's uncomfortable being in conversation with you right now. Right? Do you want the people that come onto your team to also just have full-blown permission to have conversations in the best way that they can have conversations too? How I partner with people in 7K is not how Kristen partners with people in 7K, because Kristen has a different personality than me. The system, though, is the same. We duplicate the same process over and over and over and over again. We host a call every flipping Tuesday. We got a team call right after it. We have a business builders chat. People can have, we serve and support in there. We help people answer questions. It's the same thing. We all do the same thing, but how we actually approach people, totally different from one person to the next. But that's because I led that as a team leader. I didn't go to my team and say, you have to say this and you have to say that and you have to say this, and this is how you get people's attention. My job in whether I'm supporting 7K team members or I'm coaching business owners to be able to achieve whatever it is that they want to do in their business, you bring yourself to the table, nobody else. Don't make it weird. I know it's funny, but this is happening. Some of y'all are making it weird because you're trying to be someone other than yourself in these conversations. And if you just let your beautiful personality, whatever that is, if you're serious, then be serious. If you're funny, be funny. If you're totally profane and politically incorrect, then be profane and politically incorrect. That's what people expect from you. Your central nervous system, how you actually feel in your body when you're having these conversations, I just want you to take note. If you feel tightness and restriction, a sense of contracting when you're having conversations with people, that is just your body saying, please relax. Your body's communicating to you all the time, all the time. So if you're feeling tight and uncomfortable, and you get out of a conversation with someone and you just collapse because all of a sudden the energy is just expulsing out of your body, you're just like, geez, I can't believe I just survived that conversation. That's a sign that you're coming outside of yourself to have a conversation with a person. And remember what I said earlier, when it comes to attracting the people that you really want to work with, you are the living example of what they know to be the thing that works because they signed with you. And so if we are being something other than ourselves, if we are operating in a super complex way, if we are verbally vomiting over people when we're having conversations with them, if we're over explaining, if we're making things weird, and by the grace of God, this person still says yes to us, we're like, whew, got one. That person now only knows that. And so they're going to go out there and just duplicate what you did in order to get them to join your team. And this is how this ripple effect ends up happening. This is why in network marketing, people will go at it for maybe a month, 2 months. And if they're not enjoying this process, if it's stressful for them, if it's not producing any results for that person, what is likely going to happen? If this is something that feels terrifying for them every single time they have to have a conversation with someone, exactly, and they quit, they just walk, of course. Why would you stay? Why would anyone stay doing something that feels so terrible for them? And so anytime we're in conversation with people, anytime I'm in conversation with someone, whether it's on a public call, whether it's on a Zoom one-on-one, or I'm on a three-way call with somebody else, or I'm in just texting, DMing people asking me questions, whatever it is, there is constantly this process in my brain that says, remember, they're watching what you do right now. Remember, they're watching what you do right now. Because whatever it is that I'm doing, saying, being, acting, all of it, that's what they will remember. And that's what they will try to take with them in their own process too. So our job is to always remember that when we are engaging with someone, whether they sign or not, we are being an example of leadership in their eyes. So we have to make sure that in those interactions, whether they are the ones that join us or not, we are visible leadership in every single interaction that we have. And so attracting people onto my team that I really want to work with, it really did start with being like, well, I'm going to risk this person thinking that I've lost it. When I pitched them the idea of this American company, we're Canadian, remember, this American company down in Idaho, they want to store all of our precious metals in a vault outside of our own country. Right? Think about the things that are going through my head. I'm like, yep. People might think a lot of things when I approach them about this, but I remembered what I felt when I understood the 7K opportunity, and that immediate intuitive response was, holy crap, everybody needs to know about this. So if I let myself get my way being like, oh man, I know the questions that are going to come at me right now. I hope they don't ask me anything too difficult. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I show up that way. Or worse yet, I don't even invite them into a conversation because I'm like, I just don't want the judgment. I don't want them to think I'm one of those people. I would have lost so much if I didn't have the courage to just go out and have these conversations with these people that I deemed that if they understood what I understood about this opportunity, this would be the most fun experience ever. And that's exactly what I manifested. You know, getting to go to Vegas with Carla on a cardboard stick. If anyone remembers seeing a cardboard cutout, that was our team. Carla couldn't make it, so we brought her head on a stick and she traveled around Vegas with us. Elisa was there, Kristen Nagel was there, and Tony and Laura, and obviously so many other people were there. But I was like, how fun is this? Like, we're in Vegas. Thank God I sent these messages. Thank God I allowed myself to say, who do I really want to do this with? Who has these exemplarily leadership qualities that I know would win in a model like this, that I know would be receptive and coachable and willing to just click into a system and keep it simple and not overcomplicate things. Like, who are these people? And can I let myself go have a conversation with that person? Thank God I did. Thank God I did. I haven't looked at my overall team number, but if I hadn't had these conversations, like there's 250 people in my, you know, air quote downline, just for the sake of industry term right now, recurring income every single week in my business. People on my team are getting paid. People on my team, Kristen Nagel has a higher rank than me. Like, this is what it's about. It's like, if I can bring on people onto my team that do better than I do, I'm winning in network marketing. This isn't about being number one. Just because you were the first person that jumped in. It's like, if my people can do better than I can, I'm sitting real pretty as a network marketer. Right? So this is what it gets to be. We can put our business pants down sometimes and just say, look, like, how can I actually enjoy this process? It all starts with belief. I could talk about belief until the cows come home, but if we're trying to overcomplicate things, if we are trying to be anyone other than we're not, if we're not allowing ourselves to have fun, if we're putting too much pressure on our shoulders, if we're looking at everybody like numbers and we're not actually, you know, creating genuine connection and establishing a deep sense of resonance with people, establishing credibility, you know, in conversation with people, or if you have a brand, a public facing brand on social media, are you credible? A question I ask my clients all the time is like, if you were to not know who you were, and if you're selling from your social media and you went to your social media platform, I would like to know if you would buy from you, knowing what you know at first glance, based on the content you're putting out, based on the embodiment of what it is that you preach. And that can often be a big teller of, whoa, I am disconnected right now. Okay, what do I need to do so that I can be this person that is super credible? And like, when I speak, people listen. What do I need to do to become that person? What do I need to do to become the person that people trust? Right? I didn't ask for the growth that I've had over the last few years. It came because I was a squawk box on the internet in 2021 and 2022, speaking up against all sorts of things that I thought were ridiculously not okay in our world. And as a result, a bunch of wonderful people came into my life. And the trust that people have in me, I don't even know I can't quantify it. There's no price tag for it. It is something that I will never break, ever, with my community. And if more business owners could take the value of trust that people have in you and never, ever, ever play with that, never mess with it, never take advantage of it, do your work to make sure that whatever you're putting in front of your community has your stamp of approval on it. That's why I made the ballsy ask to say, I would like to speak to Jason, please, before I take this to my community. Because I know my community trusts me, and I will be damned if there is something about this opportunity that actually isn't okay, then I'm not taking it to my community. I will not breach the trust of my people, ever, period. And as a result, my people trust me. So if there is an opportunity that I'm sharing with them, whether it's network marketing, whether it's an affiliate link, whether I'm selling tickets to my event, people aren't sitting there being like, can I trust this biatch? Like, I don't know. I don't know how we feel about her. Right? We want people to look to us and be like, I hear what you're saying and I trust you and I believe you. I know that you've done your work to make sure that this is legit. Tell me more. That's our job. No one can do that for us. We can share all the resources, all the links, all the things, the videos, the PDFs, all the things. It comes back to whether or not they trust us. So belief, trust, credibility, resonance. I packed a lot in this. Oh my God, I've been going for an hour. Sorry, Mark. This is what it's about, though. It's us, guys. Like 7K has done the work to become a fantastic company. Their product speaks for itself. They have all the resources in the world, but the resources are quite literally only complementary to who we are when we are presenting this opportunity to another person. And so if it's not working for you guys, if you keep hitting a wall, instead of looking for better videos to share or whatever it is, like ask yourself, what is the disconnect right now with me? What do I need to do? What do I need to build? How do I build my belief in A, B, and C? How do I need to show up? What do I need to do? What do I need to work on? What skills do I need to improve? Maybe it's just a matter of like, maybe I just need to be a little bit more courageous, get out of my way, and go share the message. If you haven't sent anyone a message about 7K, that's your first job after this call is like, hey, actually go tell somebody what we're here to do. People with big social media followings, we put links to, register to things and do all sorts of stuff, but nothing has beat, my statistics speak for themselves. Nothing has beat me picking up the phone and having a direct conversation with someone. Even though I've exposed hundreds, thousands of people to 7K through my social media. The highest performers on my team are the ones that I made direct contact with and said, I need you to look at this because I think it's up your alley. I know you're going to get this. Okay. All right. Mark, I'll hand it back to you. I don't know if I missed anything in the comments or if there's anything else you wanted me to go into, but I'll try and catch up here quick.
Well, I just want to say that was absolutely outstanding, Sarah. I think $1 million training and everybody here is getting it for free. You get to get on here and literally just attend and be able to take in all this amazing information. So we appreciate you so much, Sarah. And if you want to say any final words, feel free to. And I've allowed everybody to be able to unmute so you can say your thank yous. But this is my official thank you to putting out some incredibly invaluable information that has touched everybody on here. So thank you so incredibly much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks,
Everybody,
Sarah. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing training. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sarah.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Thanks. Pretty cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Amazing.
Good point.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Belief in ourselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Oilers.
Best community.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you. In 1 hour. Make sure everybody's on the corporate WebEx in 1 hour, everyone.
See you
Have a
soon.
great day. Thank you once again, Sarah.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you.